What's going on, arcade nerds? If you don't already know, I collect arcade machines. And my favorite type of arcade machine is, the vector arcade machines. And like any collector, you would like to have one of everything that you collect. One collection that I may never, ever, ever complete is my Cinematronics / Vector Beam collection. There are several rare Cinematronics that I just may never, ever be able to afford or be able to find. Even if you had the money, sometimes you just can't buy things sometimes. But TAILGUNNER was one of those machines that I thought I was never going to get. And, especially since the last TAILGUNNER I almost could have, should have had maybe, ended up selling for $5,000. Which is, I think it's outrageous. But, I mean, so, once I found out, I honestly didn't even know they were going for that much. And when I found out about that, I thought, well, it looks like I am never getting a TAILGUNNER. And, there's a guy I was bugging. You know who you are. I was bugging you every couple of weeks, every month or so. Hey, do you want to sell that TAILGUNNER? Do you want to sell that TAILGUNNER? Knowing that I probably don't have the money. But maybe I could figure something out, But I ended up, and this is a big purchase for me. I mean, I'm not a rich guy. This is a lot of money for me. I eventually caught this guy at the right moment, and I paid $1,500. That's a lot of money for me, but it's something that I've been wanting, and it's towards the collection, and I bought it, and I assumed this sucker doesn't work, and it didn't work properly, but I mean, hey, it actually somewhat worked. It had a squiggly screen. The vectors were all jittery, and man, I did a few minor repairs and got the sucker going, and that's what this video is about. I want to show you my new toy. I'm all excited about TAILGUNNER. That's all these things are, I guess, right? Just big toys for adults. Full-size electronic toys. But alright, so let me show you some TAILGUNNER gameplay here. Okay. I set up the camera here, and I just want to show you a few seconds of the beginning of the, the title screen. How badass is that? Keep in mind, this is around the same time as, this is 1979, so this is the same time as Asteroids. And, Asteroids was a pretty simple game compared to this. This is real 3D graphics. I mean, this is just, I don't know, it's pretty cool. Very cool. But okay, so let's go ahead and start this game. Oh, looks like I need to credit up. Hold on. Okay. And the controller is very unusual. It reminds me of like the stereo knob. It reminds me of the knobs that are on some of the old stereos from the 70s that allow you to select where you want how loud you want each speaker to be. Let's say quadraphonic sound. Does that make sense? Very odd controller. It is a analog controller, but and the keys are very interesting also. They look like they're old recycled typewriter keys. But okay, so let's start a game. You want to shoot stuff, of course, and you don't want anything to get past you. So I have a force field, which I'll show you in a minute. See that? If something gets past you, consider it a life. It's almost as if he died. See, something got past me. My phone is ringing. But yeah, I kind of wasn't paying attention the last minute or so. My phone was ringing. But yeah, so that's TAILGUNNER. It's pretty interesting. You know, I mean, we're talking around the same time that Asteroids was out, right? And there's different ships, different 3D models of ships in this game. It's just really awesome. I'm so happy I have this. This has been, you know, this has been as crazy as it sounds, one of my favorite games over a lifetime of, an adult lifetime of collecting vectors. This is one of those games that I've always wanted, and I'm just so glad I have it. And I want to say thank you again for Jeff for selling me this game. Now, on the last video, I was going to plug it in, and then but then I showed you that I'm not going to plug it in. It would be best to test the power supply and all that first. And what I did is I did in fact test the power supply. Everything was good. The picture had some, actually came up and worked, and the picture was working, but it was shaky, and so all I did was replace a couple caps in the monitor, and I replaced a DAC. There was another issue besides the shakiness. It was like a missing area of graphics, so I replaced one DAC and some capacitors, and this thing's running. It's a beautiful machine. Now I got to figure out where to put it in the arcade, because something else has to come out. But alright guys, if you like this kind of stuff, keep watching. I'm always going to do more goofy videos like this. Have a good one.